What a great thought. Now, the temple itself, you can see over there, it's unlike what is there today, which is with a dome. This model, the temple was twice as high and twice as big as the Muslim golden dome shrine which is there. It's a cube-like structure. The entrance is from the east, and as you go in through two courtyards into the building to the holy, and from the holy to the holy of holies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look at the valley separating the eastern narrow hill that ends up in the north with the temple compound and the eastern hill. And look at the corner of the temple wall. It's not the temple itself, it's the courtyard. Do you see an arch and a flight of steps? And behind it, a few arches that support a bridge that connects the upper city, where aristocracy and priests live, accentuated by the red roofs, into where some of these prominent priestly families worked. They worked in the temple. So who is building them a bridge between their homes and the place where they work? Herod, of course. But the street goes underneath those arches, and that street was found in excavations and all the way through to the north and all the way here to the south. And here, the south that I'm pointing at, do you see a pool? It is supposed to represent a pool, though there's no water there. But what you see is a pool from the 5th century. The earlier pool is just after the wall, and it was found some 3 years ago. By chance, the city of Jerusalem was digging a trench to pass a sewer pipe, and the tractor took one extra scoop, the necessary, and bingo, at that moment he found the steps, ancient steps. He had to stop. They excavated, they found the remains of a very big pool. That's the Siloam pool. And those of you who are Christians do remember New Testament telling us that Jesus is coming there as well. And there's a blind fellow. He is taking a little bit of the mud that always concentrates at the bottom of the pool, you know, with times, and a little bit of spittle from his mouth, mixing it up, and that blind fellow can see. That was the exact spot. Until 3 years ago, we didn't know exactly where it was. We thought that the 5th century pool is the original one. Not at all, and the size of it is just minuscule of the original. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's an ongoing story of finding more and more things. To the left, the western hill, you see two types of buildings. The upper city, representing the big spacious homes and buildings, represented by the red roofs, though we do not have any proof that the original roofing of the time was tiles. It is later. It was brought over here by the Romans who destroyed Jerusalem in the year 70. But to accentuate the difference between the lower cities, Josephus will call, where the masses lived, just look who is living here, if not the masses, smaller buildings, narrow streets, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, one of these streets going up along this slope, which is actually more steep than the model shows, okay? One of these streets was excavated, was found, is there. It's at least 2,000 years, and no doubt in our mind of historians and archaeologists, if we put the story of Jesus into the right geography or city geography, you'll find that he walked on that pavement that was excavated and found over there, which is very interesting. I mean, archaeology is not for just the sake of archaeology to find ancient things, because archaeology is putting your hands in the garbage of ancient times, really, and who wants to mess with garbage? But it is sort of like a corroborating evidence to things that we have just heard or read about in books, and Mr. Cynic can so easily come and tell you, where's your proof to all this nonsense, right? That's exactly what it is all about. Things like this, you excavate, you find, and you touch base with reality. You touch base with history. No more is the story just a figment of the imagination. You're talking about real things. And that's part of the beauty of Jerusalem. And I'm excited every time I'm talking about it, because I've been following these places time and again, and so how things do change over here, and things are being uncovered. Friends, we will be going now from the shaded area to the sun. That's the best that I can do. I would like to take you to where the 3 towers are there. It is by the Jaffa Gate to the west, because from there we can look at the to the east and see where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre of today is located. Okay.
Oh, by the way, so if archaeology is about going through ancient garbage,
Practically so, yes.
but since one man's garbage could be another man's treasure, couldn't you say archaeology is about finding treasure?
Well, that's true. That's absolutely what we think about. But in reality, you are putting your hands into ancient garbage. But yes, indeed, from the ancient garbage, you can learn so much about how people lived in ancient times. It's a hard work of piecing together and coming to conclusions. Totally agree. But that's the interest of archaeology.